Hi, it's Willow here from Willow's Web Astrology, and I'm here just to do a little update video on my update video. So I'm here to update the update that I just did. And in that update video, I was sort of cautiously celebrating the fact that it seemed that I could have coffee as long as I wasn't drinking it daily, as long as I was kind of mixing in days where I didn't have it. But after doing some further research, darn you research, and telling me the reality of the situation, I've sort of come to the conclusion that coffee is too dangerous for me to have on a regular basis, even probably on an occasional basis. Now, whether I can have it once in a while, once in a blue moon, I don't know. That remains to be seen, and I'll let you know in a future update video what the score is there. My feeling is maybe like a couple times a month or something, it would be all right. But what I learned through my research was that caffeine can have a detrimental effect on blood sugar and on hormones. And those are two issues that I've struggled with even without the caffeine. Those are two issues that I struggle with stemming from fluoroquinolone poisoning. Blood sugar issues are one of the black box warnings on Cipro, and that's definitely one of the problems that I struggle with on a regular basis. I won't say a daily basis, but on a regular basis. And so I've come to the really terribly sad conclusion that I probably have to either eliminate or sort of severely cut back on only have it very, very occasionally, a rare treat. And I'm not even sure if I can have it as a rare treat, because as I say, it's so pleasurable that, it just creates such a sense of well-being and such a sense of, energy that people who are fluoroquinolone poisoned aren't used to having. It creates those things, and then you want to go back for more, but yeah, so, I'm not demonizing coffee at all. This is strictly because of my health condition. And this is strictly for people with fluoroquinolone poisoning. Caffeine is a known trigger. It's a known exacerbator of symptoms. Okay. It's a known, substance that can, potentially create more damage. And so one of the things that caffeine does is it kind of messes with your cortisol levels. And cortisol is kind of related to blood sugar regulation. It can lead to, caffeine can lead to adrenal fatigue. And I've definitely experienced that in the past. It can cause hormone disruption, blood sugar problems. It inhibits the absorption of vitamins and minerals. And when you already have digestive problems from fluoroquinolone poisoning, which I do, again, that's just going to exacerbate that, right? It's also acidic, which I addressed in the previous video, where I really have to drink tons of lemon water, filtered lemon water, to counteract even 1 cup of coffee. And it also has an inflammatory effect. And inflammation is another problem that sort of plagues people with fluoroquinolone poisoning. That's related to the tendon issues, the connective tissue issues, the peripheral neuropathy, digestive problems, candida. Caffeine's also bad for candida, and candida is another problem that I, all part and parcel that I struggle with, related to that. So, it's a little bit sad. But the truth of the matter is that I was still able to do that 2-month stint of work. And honestly, I probably would have been able to do it even without caffeine, even without coffee helping me along. So it's not the end of the world. This is just to show you that this recovery process is always a work in progress. Okay. I don't know anyone who just has it down pat, like, yes, absolutely, this is the way to go. This is such a squirrely syndrome, and there are new symptoms popping up, even years down the road. And I know that's sad, and people don't want to hear that. Now, there will be a portion of people who will recover completely and who will never look back, at this dark chapter of their lives. And there are other people like me who actually have a permanent disability from it, albeit a relatively mild disability. But I will be most likely on this restricted diet that I'm on for the rest of my days. And maybe there will be a time when I can add in a few things that I haven't been able to eat, but now is not the time. Now is not the time when I feel comfortable adding coffee in. And I don't want to be encouraging anyone to try these trigger substances when they could potentially be doing damage to them. Okay. And so particularly I would say caffeine, alcohol, and refined sugar and processed foods. Those are probably the four biggies that could cause problems. Now, I also found out that cannabis has similar effects to coffee. It kind of artificially messes with the cortisol levels in your body as well, and can cause hormone disruption and things of that nature as well. And I've also, as I mentioned in the previous video, I've noticed that again, I used cannabis primarily to alleviate morbid and suicidal thinking, and that's absolutely what cured me. Only me. I'm not suggesting anyone else try it. That's what cured me of the morbid and suicidal thinking that was chemically kind of just running through my brain. It was just kind of sitting on me, and that cannabis is what solved that. Now, I continued to use cannabis off and on for pain issues, for digestive discomfort, also for any anxiety or dread that was remaining from the drug, and also just from the uncertainty of having this type of a reaction, and not knowing what your health is going to do, not knowing what you're going to do financially, all of these stressful things, whether someone's going to want to marry me, with this syndrome, or maybe frankly even without the syndrome, right? No, anyway, I'm kidding about that. But I mean, that is another thing. Dating with fluoroquinolone poisoning, that is an issue. So again, cannabis was sort of a lifesaver in certain respects, but I found that it was something that I could only use temporarily, and then I needed to take a long stretch of time without using it to sort of clear my body out. And it's a bummer because it can definitely be used medicinally. I think even coffee can be used medicinally, really, like just to kind of keep you in a state of well-being. But there are also things that have, anything that makes you feel good is probably going to have its downsides, right? That's life on planet Earth. So yes, I've found that coffee and cannabis have similar effects on the blood sugar issues, on the cortisol, on the hormones, all that kind of thing. And that is what I found. I've definitely found that my body, that I fall into kind of wild blood sugar swings. So just extreme fatigue after eating. I can eat something and then just fall asleep for literally 4 hours. Now, this can happen with or without caffeine and cannabis, right? But the idea is that if these things exacerbate that, then I'm not really ultimately doing myself any good if I'm regularly ingesting these things. Anyway, so I just wanted to give that quick little recap and say that I've decided, as much as fun as that little run was, that it's probably time to cut caffeine out again for a period of time. And then I'll maybe experiment with having, maybe one every couple of weeks or something like that, just to kind of not have that completely eliminated, but see how it goes. And yes, like I say, just take this for what it's worth. Please don't think that this is any kind of a program that I'm trying to suggest or that I'm trying to push on anyone. I'm literally just trying to share my process of recovery and it's been a bumpy road of trying different things, having different effects. Some treatments made things worse. Some vitamins and minerals and even probiotics I've had bad reactions to. I've had bad reactions to digestive enzymes. At the same time, those things have sometimes helped. So yeah, it's a confusing little condition, and as you can see. So please just keep monitoring your own bodies, your own systems, but know that both coffee and cannabis, as well as alcohol and sugar, can have detrimental effects on your recovery process. So monitor those things very carefully.